Alright, a bunch of new Pokemon have been revealed. I'm going to try and shotgun this because I'm kind of tired, so I'm going to keep going with things. I just got back from the DMV, or else I would have made this video a whole lot faster, but anyway, here we go. First Pokemon is Wimpod. Wimpod actually looks pretty cool in my opinion. He probably is a fossil type. Fossil type? Fossils aren't a type, you idiot. Anyway, he's probably one of the fossil Pokemon for this region, and its ability is Wimp Out, which is basically Runaway, except if the Pokemon's HP drops below half in battle, it will run away or swap out for another Pokemon. This is actually an interesting ability, and I can see this being used in a few different ways competitively, especially with a Focus Sash on. I figure if it is an entry hazard creator, like if it sets up Stealth Rocks and stuff, then it could be pretty interesting for that. It is a bug and water type Pokemon, and it's okay in my opinion. I like it. Moving on to the next. The next one is Mimikyu. I said its name wrong when I first found it. I called it Mimikyu, even though it's obviously Mimikyu, which is an awful pun, but it's great at the same time. Mimikyu has a Disguise ability, a new ability that blah blah blah, no Pokemon. The Disguise ability allows us to escape damage from an enemy's attack just one time, and then its appearance changes. Now, in the trailer, it shows it basically functioning like Substitute without using Substitute. It's an interesting ability, but I still don't know how good this Pokemon itself will be. But yeah, overall, good ability, good looking Pokemon in my opinion. I'll probably end up using it in my story playthrough at least. So, there's that. The next one is Mudsdale. Mudsdale is it's called the Draft Horse Pokemon. It's a ground type Pokemon. It doesn't look too bad, to be quite honest with you. It's another horse, which I don't think we have too many of them. The only two that really come to mind at the moment are Zebstrika and Rapidash, and their other forms, of course. Anyway, Mudsdale has a Stamina ability. With Stamina, this Pokemon's defense goes up by 1 when it's hit by an attack. This is an interesting ability simply because of the fact that this Pokemon can make a really, really good tank. And I mean a really good tank if used correctly. Now, I mean, let's say that you know your opponent's going to use a move that this thing can just tank. You swap out into it, and then boom, there you go. It's an extra defensive stage. Honestly, it's a good Pokemon, it looks pretty good, and I can see it being used in a couple different ways, competitively and whatnot. Next one is called Comfey. I do not like its design. It looks like a flowery version of Klefki. It looks like it should be a grass type, but it's pure fairy. So, there's that. Its abilities are Flower Veil and Triage. Triage is the new ability, which basically makes any restoration moves, such as, I guess, Recover, Heal Bell, stuff like that, they have priority in battle, and this says they have the highest priority, so I guess it's kind of like Gale Wings for healing moves. It's an okay ability. I mean, it's a fairy type. There have been a lot of fairy types in this region, and it just, like I said, it looks kind of like a Klefki that's plant-like, and it should be grass in my opinion, but it's not. The next one is Beware. That is a dreadful name. I talked about this before, but I'm going to continue to do a little more. The Fluffy ability has been revealed. It halves the damage taken from attacks that make direct contact, but in return also doubles the damage taken from fire-type moves. I'm not entirely sure why it needs a double fire-type move weakness thing, but whatever, I guess, if they want to go for it. I really do not like this Pokemon's design. At first, I was like, but in-game it looks absolutely horrible. There have been a lot of rumors going around saying that this is an evolution of Pancham based off of one of the text lines in the Japanese trailer. And, I mean, it's fighting a Pangoro in this video, so, I mean, maybe it's an evolution of Pancham? I don't know. Point is, I don't really like it too much. It's just kind of... ugh. Yeah. Final new Pokemon is called Bounsweet. Bounsweet? Like bounce and sweet fused together in one word? It is the fruit Pokemon. It is grass. It apparently smells nice, so people trap it in their homes. It has Leaf Guard and Oblivious, so not really anything new. But, yeah, it's okay. It looks like something out of Johto, to be quite honest with you, so, yeah. Props to my brother for that one, for making me not be able to unsee that. So basically we got Fossil Bug, we got something wearing a Pikachu skin, we have a horse, and we have Klefki Mark II, we have a big dumb bear, and a tiny little cherry thing. And those are about all we got for this Pokemon stuff. Overall, not bad. Some of these Pokemon, yeah, Beware, oh my god, just get out. No one likes you, just leave. Go home. Bounsweet, Comfey, it's there. It does its thing. Mudsdale looks okay in my opinion. Its legs look a little odd, but overall, not too bad. It looks like Dreadlock Horse with a mohawk. Mimikyu, I like. I'm probably going to use Mimikyu. Wimpod, it's okay. I might use Wimpod. Depends on what it evolves into. Reminds me of Armaldo. Final thing about this trailer is that there is a new feature which raises base stats of Pokemon. It's hyper training, and I'm going to go a little slower on this one simply because this actually sounds interesting to me. I'm going to read everything that hyper training has to say on the main site. Now, in Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, you can draw forth a Pokemon's power to its utmost limit with hyper training. Pokemon grow stronger by raising their levels and increasing their base stats. However, the power is still affected by the individual strength innate to each Pokemon. Now, with hyper training, Pokemon that have grown to level 100 will be able to increase their individual strengths, which has never been possible before. Now, what this sounds like is that you can increase the Pokemon's base stats right off the start. Like, off the top of my head, I know Greninja has 72 base HP. Now, you could probably increase that 72 base HP to, let's say, 85 by using this hyper training method. I guess this is kind of like IV training, if you want to think of it like that. At least that's what I'm getting from it anyway. I could be wrong. You increase their stats by finding bottle caps around the region and talking to a guy named Mr. Hyper. Overall, hyper training sounds interesting. In the video, they show that a Pikachu increases some of its stats. Not entirely sure on it still. It doesn't really seem clear at this moment. I kind of want them to go a little more in depth on this whole hyper training thing, as I've said several times already, because I just can't get words out of my mouth right. It seems to increase base stats, and overall, that sounds kind of interesting to me. Super training would increase the effort value stats. This seems to increase the individual strengths. Yeah, anyway, that's about it. If you liked this video, leave a like, subscribe if you like to see more videos like this video, or videos on my channel. I will be uploading a new hack battle tomorrow, which I think you all will enjoy. You can check out my Twitter account later today to see a little teaser at what is coming tomorrow, and I will see you next time.